Hey everyone, this is Brandon Oliveris from Co-Creation Coaching, and I'm here with another Reader's Questions video. These videos are my chance every week to answer your questions about the Law of Attraction. So if you have a question that you would like answered in one of these videos, you can go over to cocreationcoaching.org/ask and ask your question there. I'm always happy to answer your questions. So today we have a question about divination and tarot specifically, and how that ties into the law of attraction. So our reader asks, "Hi there. I enjoy reading your blog greatly and have been wondering if you could answer a question I have regarding tarot readings. With everything about law of attraction in mind, what kind of questions are good questions? I mean, if my present intentions and feelings are set on the positive side, then from what I understand, provided that those feelings are maintained throughout the day, the events will line up and manifest as the tarot said. Since everything depends on us, then is the tarot even useful? I observe that if not careful, one can fall into negative manifestations or resistances very quickly with the tarot because one begins to doubt the universe." This is a great question. I've discussed the connection between divination/tarot, whatever your specific method is that you use, and the law of attraction before. So I'll give some links in the description and in the transcript to those resources. But basically, what this comes down to is that tarot readings, you're correct, are basically going to tell you where your energy currently is on a situation. So, because we can manifest, you can absolutely change the outcome of a reading if you set your mind to it. And, this is one of the big reasons I used to offer readings, intuitive readings, tarot readings on co-creation coaching. And one of the big reasons that I stopped offering those was because I would notice that people would become addicted to those readings. I would get a reading request every month from the same person on the same issue, or, a kind of related question on the same issue. And they would just go to psychic after psychic after psychic trying to find the best answer. And they would give away their power. So it is really easy with divination, with tarot, with any of these methods, to give away your power when you may not want to do that. Obviously, you'd never want to do that. That's never something you should try to do. So I do agree there that, tarot can be misused in a way that will take your power away or allow you to give your power away. However, I also think that it can be used in a healthy way. And, I still use it from time to time, depending on the situation. It's hard to use it for yourself because you're very biased and it's hard to really get an objective view. But I have absolutely on occasion done readings for others. Even Christine will sometimes ask for a reading. Though again, that's a little harder because I know her really well, so I tend to read a lot into the results I get. But and even sometimes I'll do a reading for myself if I really, really need to, if I'm really not sure where I'm going. And usually when I do that, I'll pull like one card, and I've actually gotten some really useful results that way. So the way I use it and recommend that everyone uses it is not to try to say, will I get this thing? Because anything you set your mind to, you can absolutely achieve. Anything you set your mind to, you can manifest. So the answer is always yes, but the tarot is not always going to tell you yes. It's going to detect your current energy. So if you're insecure, then it's going to tend to pick up on that and feed that back to you. And, kind of ironically, if you're asking the question, then you're probably insecure about it. So a lot of times when you ask a question like that, you're going to get a negative response because you're insecure, and that's why you ask the question in the first place. I don't use it in that way. The way that I use it is for advice. I use it as sort of an interface to speak to my spirit guides, to my higher self, to the universe as a whole, when it's hard for me to receive an answer just within myself. I do recommend when you're able to just go within and receive the answers. But if that's hard for you, then divination, tarot, whatever method you want to use, can be very useful. And so, when you do something like that, you might pull one card or 3 cards is very common, and just ask, am I going about this in the right way? Am I going down the right path here? Should I pursue this one path? Even a should is sometimes difficult because there's usually they'll leave it up to you. So, but or what's the best way I can go about accomplishing this? Okay, what are the best actions I can take? What are the best choices I can make to get this goal faster? I've done that with great results before. But if you're just asking, oh, can I get in this, have this relationship? Can I make this money? Can I get this job? Those are not really wise questions to ask because, again, the answer is always yes, and they're not always going to tell you that because they're going to feedback your own insecurity. But, let's say that you want a job. And so you're tempted to ask, can I get this job? And, like I said, that's not really the best question to ask. But instead, I would ask something like, is this the right job for me to be pursuing right now? That's a good question to ask. If it is, then ask, what can I do to maximize my chances of getting this job? Okay, and those sorts of questions are much more pointed, much more direct, and will get you a much more accurate answer because it's about guidance. It's not about telling you what to do. So that's how I find is the best way to use divination. Again, not as telling you what you should be doing or whether you can do it, but how to go about it, what the best, easiest pathway is. And in general, you should make a habit of listening to your guidance. Okay, and that could come through divination. It could come through what you feel within, your gut feelings on things. It could come through signs you get in life, things like that. But listening to your guidance, this is one way of doing that. But there are lots of ways of listening to your guidance. And so if you make a habit of doing that, then, you can check in with your own guidance a lot more frequently, your spirit guides, your higher self, whatever. And just say, let me know if I'm doing the right thing here. Let me know if I'm going about this in the right way. And they will. And the more you tune into your guidance, the more you will get useful feedback on what you're doing in life and how to improve things to maximize the chances of getting what you want to get in life. So divination is just one part of that. You want to tune into your guidance in a lot of different ways. And once you start to do that, then, it's a lot more holistic approach. So that is what I recommend. Yeah, you don't want to get addicted to using tarot. You don't want to always be checking in on, oh, can I get this? Can I get this? You want to do it as an interface between you and your guidance. So I hope this answers your question. It's sort of a short answer, but there's just not much, that you can say about it. It's just a very simple thing. So hopefully this answers your question. Again, if anyone has a question that you'd like answered on these videos, you can go to co-creationcoaching.org/ask. If you'd like to see the transcript for this video, you can go to co-creationcoaching.org/RQ8. So once again, I'm Brandon Oliveris from Co-Creation Coaching, and I hope that everyone has a wonderful week. As always, anything is possible.